Hello. It is the last nice day of this sort of false spring that we've been having. So I am out here taking a nice long walk to milk it for all it's worth. I should be running, but I am not. I talked about it a couple vlogs ago that I signed up for several races this year. And am very excited about doing them. But lately, I just cannot motivate myself to do the runs. So that's concerning. I started running. I ran a lot in my 20s. And I did a couple half marathons, lots of smaller races. And then I had kids and had some knee issues and stopped running for a while. And then about a year and a half ago, got back into it. And so I've been running for a while and it's been great. But all of a sudden this spring, I just want nothing to do with it. And so that's really frustrating. I have ADHD, and so I think the novelty has worn off, and so it's just not as exciting anymore. I don't know. It's really frustrating though, because I signed up for these races knowing that I have this tendency to sort of fall out of love with things, and I thought races would give me sort of external accountability, something to keep working on. And I mean, they are, but also they have given me this huge obligation that I'm really not excited about anymore. So I don't really know what to do with that. Like how to keep moving forward at this point. Do I keep running? Do I just push through? And I can push through, an individual run, but when you're doing it run after run after run, it just gets to be a little bit soul crushing, I guess. So that's cool. ADHD is really fun. When you want something, and I genuinely want it, but you just don't want to do the work to get there. And once it's not new and shiny anymore, it's dead to you. No matter what, again, I feel like I built in safeguards and they backfired on me big time. So I don't really know what to do with that. So if you have any tips, I'd love them. But yeah, so we're just out here taking a nice walk, trying to keep moving forward, literally, but just keep doing something and sort of maintain that aerobic base and keep just moving my body in some way, because that's the other thing is moving and exercising regularly does wonders for my mental health, my brain. It's not just a physical thing, and it's not a performance thing either. I'm a slow runner, so even running is not really a performance thing, but it helps a lot. So I'm just trying to be proud of myself for being out here anyway. So if you also have ADHD, how do you keep yourself moving forward on projects, personal things that are important to you? At work, I don't have a problem because there is a level of external accountability and kind of threat that if you don't get it done, something bad will happen. But I don't have that kind of accountability for myself. And I don't know how to make it work for me, because obviously signing up for races for accountability does not address the mental hurdle of this sort of training for a race is a long drawn out process. It's a lot of behind the scenes work with the reward, the race being far down the line. It's not something that is immediately, it's not an immediate reward. So that's really difficult for me. So how do you handle that? What do you do? I obviously have not figured this out because I'm still just sort of backing myself into corners and then beating myself up over feeling like I'm not enjoying it. The training process is just not fun right now. And it's hard to be nice to myself about that, because this is the thing I wanted. This was my idea. And I even knew that I have this tendency to think, feel, and behave this way. And I thought that I had addressed it. So it's just really tough. Like, I'm not feeling real good about that right now. And before you come at me and you're like, you're an adult, you need to just make yourself do things. Yes, that's not really what this is. Like, obviously, I can make myself get out and exercise, but this is about like setting that specific goal and no longer wanting to follow through with it. Because it's not exciting, or it's hard, or the novelty has worn off. I'm not really sure. I mean, I've run now for almost a year and a half without a lot of issues. And once I started increasing that mileage to train for longer races, that's when it started to get mentally difficult. And I'm just like not interested in pushing myself that far, I guess. So I just have the wrong goal. Like, I don't know. I feel like I wanted to do these races because they make me a real runner, maybe. And maybe that doesn't matter to me as much as I thought it did. But then, like, not doing them after we've signed up. My husband has signed up for most of these with me. And funnily enough, he's dealing with an injury, so he might also not run them. But if I don't run them, then I feel guilty because we've wasted money on entering the races, and also because I backed out of a goal that I set for myself. Again, that happens a lot, and I find it really, really frustrating. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want that to be my life. And yet, it's just like this never-ending cycle, and I'm not sure how to break it other than through sheer willpower. But again, with something that takes such like long, drawn-out dedication, willpower gets depleted really quickly. So what is the solution? I had a therapist several years ago who we were talking about this kind of thing, and she said, well, how did she phrase it? I was like, how do I make myself do the things that I'm not doing? Like, how do I make myself do them? And she just said, you have to make yourself do them. And that was it. I was like, so your solution to me not being able to make myself do the things is to tell me to make myself do the things. That just doesn't click. That doesn't work. That's not enough. What else is there? Like, I feel like I'm missing something, but that was all she could offer me, and I still feel like I'm missing something. It is bedtime, but before I go, I wanted to do a quick reading update. I'm about halfway through Hamnet now, page 152, and I'm not loving it. The writing is beautiful, but it's really boring, and I feel like the characters, she's trying to create characters with depth, but it's not working. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting to know the characters or getting to care about them at all. So that's a little disappointing. But I am also listening to an audiobook, How to Read a Book by Monica Wood. And I was also going to be really down on this because it was really boring. And then on my walk tonight, I listened to it. So I got a good hour plus in. And now it's in a much better place, and I'm actually very intrigued. Those characters I care about a lot, and there's a lot of depth and emotional complexity there, and she's sort of flipping your expectations about how you will feel about certain characters, and you're feeling very differently than that about them. I don't know. It's very poignant, very emotional, very... there's a lot of things to kind of chew on and digest in that one. So that one I'm really excited about. I'm only on chapter 13 of 35. Chapter 13 of 35. So not quite halfway through, but so far I'm really intrigued to see where this one goes. I kind of wish I had a physical copy of this because I prefer, especially in the evenings, reading a physical copy, but
I just have the audiobook on Spotify, so we'll keep saving that one for my workouts, I guess, and plugging on for now with Hamnet. I don't know. I'm just really not into this one. I wanted to read it because I want to see the movie, but now I'm wondering if it's even worth it. I don't know. And I'm also reading really slowly because I'm not into it. So I've been on this book, I think, for, I don't know, a couple weeks now. And normally I'd be past it and into something else, but I'm just really dragging my feet because I'm not that excited about it. So that's unfortunate, but we'll press on, I guess.
Fall spring is over. It was 60 something yesterday, and today it is 31, and it's supposed to start snowing soon, and we're supposed to get 5 inches in a few hours. So that's fun. But yesterday's kind of energy is sticking with me a little bit. So I thought what we would do is kind of deep clean my plant room. Let me show you kind of what we're working with. So behind me is a shelf that the bottom part is books and storage, top part is plants. That needs to be cleared off and wiped down. Then, hold on, let me turn this around. Windowsills need wiped. Some of these plant stands here, excuse me, are dirty and need wiped. This table needs cleared off and wiped down. Same with that windowsill over there. More plant stands down here that need cleaned. And then my cabinet needs emptied and a good wipe down too. I do have a couple of plants down here that I don't want to put back over on their stand over here because I think they might have mealy bugs. Not positive though. So they're also like losing a bunch of leaves. They keep yellowing on the tips, which would suggest maybe that see, it's like dried and crispy, not getting enough water, but I just watered this. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but so we're just going to leave those here. They'll be kind of in the way, but that's okay. So yeah, let's do some cleaning.
Well, I finished Hamnet. I'm not a fan. It was so boring, you guys. I mean, okay, so on the one hand, the writing is beautiful, and I cried. I bawled my eyes out. So there's that. If you need a good cry, especially if you're a parent, that's the book for you. But like nothing happened. There's zero plot and almost zero character development at the same time. So it's not like a character driven novel as opposed to plot driven. It's just nothing driven. It goes nowhere. Nothing happens the whole time. Super boring. I'm not even sure I want to watch the movie anymore. It's not for me. So instead now I'm still listening to How to Read a Book, the audiobook. Then I've also started 2 other physical reads. So The Book Spy by Alan Had? I don't know. My sister lent me this book, so I'm only a couple chapters into the beginning of that one. The writing is so-so, I would say. The topic sounds interesting, but meh on the writing, so I don't know. But then I've also started In Her Defense by Philippa Malika? I'm not sure how you say that. But this is really, really good. I'm probably a third of the way into this. And so you're following the narrator, and it's told in a couple different timelines. I think so far there's 3 different timelines, and it's the narrator's sort of observation of this court case between a mother and her estranged daughter's therapist. Then also the narrator's interaction with the mother and the narrator's interaction with the daughter. And I think she's unreliable narrator. I don't know if you get that yet, but something fishy's going on. So I don't know, but it's really interesting. I love a good court drama. I love thrillers, and this isn't a thriller, but like the psychological questions that you have are very reminiscent of a psychological thriller. So far so good. I'm really, really enjoying that one. But yeah, hopefully it'll pay off better than Hamnet. If you loved it, I'm sorry. It was not for me. And I know a lot of people really liked the book and really liked the movie, and that's fine. And like I said, it was an emotional trip. I bawled my eyes out, but that was it. And it just felt mean. Like, we're not going to give you any sort of love or interaction with the characters. We're also not going to give you anything interesting to happen, but we're going to rip your heart out and stomp all over it. Okay. Hopefully, like I said, we'll have better luck with one of these or both of them. But anyway, that's where I'm going to end the vlog this time. Thank you so much for being here if you've made it this far, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.